Hello, it's Nicola from Hands Across the Sea, and I am so excited to be sat at a table of Lakeside Linen with Pat from Lakeside Linen. Do you know, it's been wonderful to meet you, and I was so honoured that you wanted to come and take the Iberthia workshop.
Oh,
I think that was just wow.
No, I just, I wasn't going to pass up a chance to take Bethia.
Yeah.
And I think you did a fantastic job.
Oh,
I
thank
was looking
you.
forward to it.
Thank you.
It's been a great weekend.
Great. And you really like band samplers.
Oh, they're my favorite. It took me, I started getting into samplers probably 30 years ago, and it only took me a couple of years to just gravitate to the band samplers. They were my thing, and they're still my thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, we've spoken once on the phone, but this is the first time that we've actually met, and I have so many questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
And the first one is, how did you come to start dyeing linen?
Well, we've been dyeing cotton quilting fabrics, and that was a lot of fun. And then at some point it hit us, why aren't the hand-dyed linens on the market washable? It didn't make any sense to us. So,
and you might want to explain who the we is.
yes, Violet and I just sat there and talked and said, this doesn't make any sense. They're both plant products. They can be made washable. And so with some trial and error, well, the other thing is Violet will not stitch on anything that is not washable.
Right.
So it was, okay, and trial and error, and we came up with this stuff, and over 20 years, it's done some growing.
It has. How did you decide on the name Lakeside? Do you live by a lake?
Yes, I'm up on the hill above a lake. I don't have a view, but my mom does.
Yes.
So, but anyway, so yeah, Clear Lake is just right down the hill from me.
Right. I've never washed a piece of linen. I'm too afraid to. How should people wash linen?
Plain hot water is fine. I mean,
Yes.
that'll do a lot of good. But to be honest, the best is I use the Orvis, which is mostly found in
Quilt
quilting
shops.
shops.
Right.
But it's a detergent.
Yes.
It's actually made for horses.
Funny enough, Orvis is a company in the UK that sell beautiful products for your dogs.
Yeah, okay.
They
Dog
do a
blankets,
large
dog
part of
baskets,
animal
and they do
products.
some
Yeah.
clothing as well.
I go down the road to the farm supply and you can buy it by the gallon. But the quilt
Right.
shops, brewers, and they would all have it in a small container.
And some
Yarn
needlework
Tree
some
probably
needlework
has
stores.
some.
Yeah, we carry it. Yeah, I think Jean.
In
I
fact,
think
we
Jean
ought to
has
say
it
at
too.
this point that our camera lady is Kathy Ray from Needle
Hello. Well, one of the questions I think people might want to know is what's the difference between the vintage colors and the not vintage colors?
Vintage is a little more work. They're essentially hand painted.
Try open this one up. Hand painted.
Well, we have like a jig, a puzzle thing that we fit them into, and then we try to paint them. We use the same technique, but the paint's never gonna. We use the dye as paint.
Right.
So think of Jackson Pollock.
Yes.
So we do Jackson Pollock on the vintage, and then it gets over dyed in
Whatever
the
the
rest
base
of the
color
dye.
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever the rest of the dye is. So it smooths it out a little bit. That's what takes some of the edges off.
So you do the vintaging first and then the normal dye?
Yes, essentially.
Pat, this must be so much work for you. I never, I had visions of you popping some chemical powders into a washing machine, switching on the machine, and that was
Oh, no,
that.
no, no,
So
no,
this
no.
is heavy physical work for
Oh,
you.
yes. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Just think, cutting, if you cut fabric all day, I mean, look at Jean
Jean,
over there.
yeah.
Just, there's some standard Florence there. That's the, I don't know if there's any vintage light exemplar, but then they could see the difference.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
This is light exemplar.
And this is a non-vintage. So this is the it's not been It's not
Yeah.
been painted.
Right.
Yeah, and the vintage is fabulous for reproduction samplers because it creates this age to them, doesn't
Right.
it? It gives them warmth. It makes them
It gives
come
them
alive.
movement.
Yes, it does.
It took a lot of practice. I mean, because we didn't want ours to look like everyone else's out on the market. I
course.
mean, you have to come up with some, why is someone going to buy yours as opposed to someone else's?
Yeah.
And
I love
we
these.
actually sell the non-vintage, what we call the standard version. We sell a lot of that for samplers.
Look at this. Look at the range in colours that you've got here. So this is vintage tundra. This one is the flagstone. Then we've got the navy bean. And then we have the overcast. Look at the subtle variations we have there. It's delicious.
And you can tell the vintaging with
Yes.
them when you get this sort of,
Yeah, mottling.
you get some modeling and a little bit of movement in there.
Yeah, even taking that down to... Oh, see, now that's navy. Oh, this is the other thing. Navy bean in 36 count will be a slightly different colour to navy bean in 46 count because the different counts take the dyes differently.
Well,
A
you
lot of-
actually see them differently.
Yeah.
36 count, the more light hits it, then light bounces off the tighter weaves.
Yes.
So you see less color on
Yeah.
these than you see here. But the main difference, to be honest, is the different color of the base fabrics.
Yes.
Every mill run is a different base color and it's
Yeah.
a different weight,
Yeah.
which affects the dyes. I mean, you can put in every count in one dye bath and all of them look the same except, say, the 36 count. And
Yeah.
it's because of the
Yeah.
particular...
This is a lovely colour, vintage fawn, and we're actually very excited at the moment because we have a fabulous band sampler that's in production on this linen, a higher count than this, but it is truly a beautiful colour and so true to the original sampler that we're reproducing. Sometimes stitchers become confused between why 36 count and 46 count are different colours. So I'm really glad that you've explained that to us. The other thing is, the other day we were watching a video where somebody was starching their linen, and we went, oh my gosh. I would be quite worried about that because moths love starch, don't they, Kathy?
Well, starch is sugar,
Yeah.
and bugs like sugar.
Yeah.
So I personally would never starch any of my
Yeah.
stitching because I would be, even though I don't live in a climate where that's an issue,
Yeah.
but I mean, I know of people who've had bugs in things, so I think the more you can limit it, the better.
Yeah, well, I've had antique samplers come that have had infestations, and that's one of the reasons I always open a delivery of an old sampler outside my home. I was going to lead to a point on that, and my mind's gone because I'm tired, but I know. With this linen, because it's over-dyed, you've washed the sizing out, and that's one of the
Yes.
reasons why your linen always feels so lovely to stitch on.
Well, every stitcher has their own preference.
Preference.
But yeah, this is basically unadulterated linen beyond what they did at the mill.
Mm-hmm.
Because we start with bleached linen, so
Yes.
it's already been bleached. But yeah, there's no sizing, no finishing or
Yeah.
anything on it.
Well, because you take the time to soak that out
Right.
of
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
You're doing all the hard work.
Well, they're
for
supposed
us.
to send us unfinished, and sometimes they forget.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a little more work.
Okay, Pat, thank you so much for taking the time.
thank you.
Is there anything that you would like to add to the video about your linens?
Nothing that I can
Think
think
of.
of offhand. I'm tired too.
I know,
I haven't worked as
I
hard
know.
as you.
Well, I think I will say from the perspective both as a stitcher and a shop owner and even Pat's friend, this is an artisanal business, as is
Absolutely.
most of our industry.
Absolutely.
When it takes a while to get things, be patient. Good things are worth the wait.
Absolutely. This is almost like a bespoke.
It is.
Well-
It is. Yeah.
I mean, almost everyone in this industry is.
Small
From
companies,
somebody
very
charting
hand-driven.
the design to trying to make rollaway frames or
Yeah, we've all got maybe primary jobs. We've all got houses. We've all got families. We've all got issues to deal with, and this is finding time, spare time to create a product. Anyway, Pat, it's so lovely to meet you finally. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right then. Bye.